Hi there and hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Love in Action TV and podcast, Deconstruction Junction. I'm Dr. Flo, not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. In Love in Action Network, we encourage, equip, and empower bold dreamers to follow their bliss by using their time, talent, and treasure for the making of good trouble on the planet. You are worthy of your dreams. Do not let the propaganda of unworthiness get to you. You can have everything that you want today, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. We are joined as always every Thursday by Tara Praolo Studio. Introduce yourself to the folks and let them know what you're up to today.
Hello, folks. I'm Tara Praolo. I am your resident Black, biracial, multi-passionate musician. I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. Did you ask me what I'm up to today? Oh. Nothing exciting. That's what my students would say. Nothing really exciting. Yeah. I don't think anything really happened outside of the normal of my life today. Did anything happen to you?
Oh my God. I've been creating music and rehearsing music. I'm getting ready to launch some fundraisers to take my ministry and mission global. And I'm thrilled. I did peer support this morning with Love in Action Network members and connected around their dreams. And then I learned a new skill on how to separate stems out for music and produce my own tracks for Dr. Phil's Love Experience, which I'll tell y'all about later at the end. And right now I'm sharing this out across WhatsApp while having some extra cheesy, extra toasty Cheez-Its.
Say hello to Snapchat.
Hello, Snapchat. You're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable. You're always going to be. It's going to be a great hour or so together. This will be available over on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and we're live now on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch, Kick, and beyond. Hope to see y'all around the network and around the universe.
There's new things on Snapchat. I don't
Lots
know.
of new things over there. If y'all are out there and you're wanting to come and share your liberated thoughts with us or your thoughts about the world and what's going on, as we're going to share today, you're more than welcome to send me a message at askdrflo@gmail.com, askdrflo@gmail.com, or text my hotline, 404-585-1278, 404-585-1278. I would love to have some guests on with Tara and I. We've been doing this for 103 weeks or so now, and wow, it'd be great to have some additional voices to sound off about the things that are important to you. All right, Tara has the first slide today. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Please go to the next slide, and we're going to have a lovely lady explain it to us. Please and thank you.
What we hoped would never happen has come to pass. El-Fashir, under over 550 days of siege, has fallen. For those who haven't been following this story, Fashir is a city in Darfur in West Sudan that has been holding out against the RSF, the rebranded Janjaweed who were responsible for a genocide over 20 years ago now. El-Fashir was the last place that was holding out. It had over 1 million people, many hundreds of thousands had left, but over 250,000 remained under siege, experiencing famine. Unfortunately, in these last hours, we've heard the city has fallen. The RSF has begun a campaign to essentially murder and massacre people for no reason whatsoever. I want you to do 3 things. I need you to do 3 things right now. Number 1, talk about El-Fashir, because you won't hear about this in any of the mainstream places you get news at the moment. El-Fashir has not been at the tip of people's tongues, but it should be. Number 2, if you have the capacity, please donate. I'm going to link to some places where you can donate and you can get food to people on the ground that have escaped. And number 3, God, if you're the praying kind, please pray for the people of Darfur, and please pray for Sudan. Keep eyes on Sudan and keep El-Fashir in your hearts. what we hoped would never.
I brought this because I was scrolling on Threads at some point yesterday, and I kept seeing Sudan being mentioned an awful lot more than it normally is mentioned. And I was like, well, that's a little odd. Like, obviously, we've known about Sudan for like a bit, for a second. As long as we've known about Palestine, we've known about Sudan, and it's been going on, you know, for a decade, I think, or longer. Excuse me. And so I was like, well, why the uptick? Why the uptick? And then I found this video explaining exactly what had happened, which is that this city had fallen, and that is not good for this particular war, genocide, conflict, whatever y'all want to call it. Yeah.
Do you know why they're fighting? Are they fighting over resources or cobalt for our phones? Like, what is at the center of the...
Cobalt is Congo. Sudan, you know, I think the reason that a lot of people don't talk about Sudan is because it's actually like, it's not the easiest story to follow because it's been going on for so many years. And I don't think it had to do with resources as much as it had to do with control of the government and that type of thing. And so there's been essentially two warring segments, right? The RSF.
I'm reading it right now. Two warring military units.
Yeah. Yeah.
People there are caught between people with weapons.
Right. And those
who hate each other. It's like being in a militarized football game where your life is in the middle of it all.
Yeah. And from what I understand, like, sort of like parts of the Israeli campaign is definitely a proxy war between the US and Russia. I believe that these two militarized groups are also funded by two different nations, essentially. And so it's another proxy war that's occurring in the world. I do not remember where they are funded, and I'm sure there's US money in there. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, that's essentially it.
Just like in the US, I'm not sure we're going to talk about it later today or not. It is shameful when innocent people get caught in the middle of wars and pissing matches that they did not subscribe to. Like a baby born in Sudan does not get a vote on whether or not they want to be caught in the middle of this militarized chaos.
Right.
For those of you listening and watching tonight, the key reasons of the conflict was a dispute over integration, a power struggle, post-2019 power sharing, and external interference. They say, like Tara mentioned, that there are external countries who are undermining the efforts to achieve a ceasefire and a political solution because they are funding it. And the consequences of the fighting are the humanitarian crisis, the atrocities and human rights abuses, and also corruption that is siphoning billions of state revenue off of the people. And you're not hearing about it in mainstream, partially because there's not enough time in their cycle when they're paying attention to all kinds of other nonsense and trying to make us pay attention to certain pieces of the storyline of our lives. But also, these people are brown.
Very brown. Very brown. Very brown. And that's,
God help,
you know,
God help
again,
the outcast.
we'll talk about it later, but at the very end, you know, there's Congo and Sudan are both countries that have been widely ignored, even though these conflicts have been going on just as long as the genocide in Gaza, and if not longer, and they are widely ignored because of the propaganda in the West of what African countries are, which is, poor, violent, mud houses, like this type of thing that you've all seen on the regular news sources, right? And that's not really what
How they
Africa
live
is.
at all.
It's not really what Africa is at all. And so just know that the reason that it's not getting covered is because these are Black people, whereas Israel and Palestine are brown.
How much did we hear about Ukraine and their
Right.
pasty asses?
Right.
Child.
Although Ukraine is still going on. Russia is still attacking Ukraine, and Ukraine is trying to get fighter jets from the U.S. Anyway, that's still happening, but also is not being talked about. So,
I do know, if you listen to the podcast, I'm smacking in your ears because I've got extra cheesy, extra toasty Cheez-Its and a Snickers bar going.
how are you going to show the TikTok camera, but not the folks that are watching the podcast? Thank you so much.
And it's so good to me. It is so good to me. All right, we're heading forward into threads. Let's see what they're having. Over here, and we are up. Crown Herika or Crown Herkika says, trust your gut and cut ties if you must. We the Urban says, I pray November is good to you because we are coming up on November very fast. For those of you, I've already heard rumblings of folks being stressed out about Christmas gifts and things. I'm not doing that with y'all. I haven't done it for many years. You can call me a Jehovah's Witness because Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays and special events. If Christmas means stress of gift giving and performative means of proving to people through your debts to the credit card, I almost call them credit card dealerships. If Christmas means stress of buying things for people to you, count me out of that. I like the music. I have a show that's planned and a few others that could be. I like the magic of Christmas. I love the Christmas season. I love decorated houses with lots of lights, but I'm not interested in, even the Pringles can that I bought last night. The Pringles guy was dressed as Santa Claus. It's like they really want to push this. Are you ready for Christmas and all that it entails?
Not really. At all. Actually, I gotta get through October. And then Christmas starts.
Yeah. I also like Thanksgiving. But once again, I'm not stressing the holidays at all because I can have a turkey sandwich on Thanksgiving Day and I can open social media as my present on Christmas Day. I'm not a person who believes that material things can make you happy. The dopamine rush is pretty cute. But then it subsides, The Shirley Ralph says, just remember, you're not everybody's cup of coffee, especially if they drink tea. Uzu Mawasi says, you're not intimidating. They're just not used to someone who knows. Bobby Love Forever says, manipulators don't argue to solve anything. They argue to exhaust you, distort the facts, and reframe everything so you feel responsible for their behavior. Oh, instant repost. Manipulators don't argue to solve anything. They argue to exhaust you, distort the facts, and reframe everything so you feel responsible for their behavior. Boy, oh boy, do I know it. Any commentary from you about those riffs, or shall we push forward into the next slide?
Can you read the second to last one again?
Sure.
Please. You're not intimidating?
You're not intimidating. They're just not used to someone who knows.
I'm not sure I get it. That's why I wanted you to read it again. Because I was like, what? What are you saying? Yeah, I'm not sure I get it. Anyway. Oh well.
I think that I think what they're trying to point to is that they're not used to someone who knows what they're talking about, who knows what they're doing, who's confident, or someone who knows that they're actually intimidating. Multiple people have told me that I'm intimidating. I know that I am, and I know the reasons why I am, but it's not a me problem anymore. Thank you, King. It's not a me problem anymore. It's not our responsibility to soothe the fears of other people as it relates to our excellence and our magic. It's our responsibility to be bold and be big and let the people who are able to vibe with us on that level do so. We've talked for years, though, in the network about how success and a vibe of excellence is intimidating to people. They have to make a choice. Either they're going to hate on you about it, or they're going to have to booty clap for you about it, or they're going to have to do more in their lives to step up to the level of excellence that you are trying to do, or they're going to have to watch you win. Like, there's a lot of reasons why people are like really intimidated. Or maybe you are a truth teller. Maybe you don't pretend like shit doesn't stink. When a lot of people are out here pretending that water ain't wet and shit don't stink. And so when you are a truth teller, or as you say in your intro, when you are a person who is talking about the issue that people don't want to talk about, it's very intimidating. You could expose the emperor that has no clothes on. So I think they're pointing to the fact that either a word is missing from that thread, or it could be a typo, or they're pointing to the fact that like there's nothing wrong with knowing that you're intimidating, because sometimes they know it, and then people will try to talk you out of being in your wholeness and being a spiritual mental giant. You know, there's crabs in the barrel mentality is real. There are people who do not want you to, they love you, they want you to go far, but they don't want you to go further than them because, you know, what does it mean about me? It reminds me of when I came out of the closet in my sexuality, well over 20 years ago, it seemed now. Yeah, I think I'm in my 20th anniversary of coming out as a same gender loving person in the world. A lot of the people in my life that time, especially the religious ones, made it mean something about them. The way that I'm intimate with a partner romantically has nothing to do with them, but they made it mean something about them. And people had all kinds of wild opinions about where I'm going to go after I die. They had wild opinions about, you know, not being able to break bread with me. They had wild opinions about believing that I was coming on to them. Y'all have to really stop this. especially you straight men, and especially you ugly straight men. We don't want you. We do not want you. And while there's a lid for every pot and everybody can get laid under the terms of consent, we don't want your ugly ass. You don't have to cross the street when we sashay towards you. You don't have to look at the floor, the ceiling. You don't have to avoid us in the grocery store. Poppy Water was talking about the other day, this gentleman that was desperately trying to not make eye contact because he doesn't want to get clocked. It's fine. Consent is still a thing. No one's going to grab you by the pussy. Shall we move forward?
Yes, I'm just realizing that okay, keep going. You're good. I think I accidentally closed out my Instagram feed. I was trying to make it work better and I closed some windows and anyway, it's good. Okay, y'all know that this would be on here again. Because November 1st is literally in 2 days and the government sucks. All of them. And also, those of you out there, before I read the threads that are in here, okay, I posted on my personal Facebook because Nebraska, where I used to live, took away SNAP benefits yesterday. Instead of waiting until November 1st, just cut them off yesterday. And somebody came under my post and I reposted it and I said, unacceptable. And somebody came under my post and was like, too bad they're a red state. And I just really need y'all to remember that every single person deserves to eat. Every single person deserves to eat. And it's
every single person.
You're playing the blame game when people are going to go hungry. That's ridiculous.
It's going to be the literal Hunger Games.
The literal. Please press forward because there's a snap.
I also want to say, and we'll probably talk about this in the deck. It's not just quote unquote lazy people, whatever, even though I think Americans, including myself, are very lazy anyway. I think we live a very posh and privileged life. And we're able to kind of just saunter through pretending like things don't exist, like genocides and wars and oppression and systemic racism and things like that. We just kind of go and do our No Kings parade or put a pink pussy hat on our heads and think that we did something. But for those of you who think that people on SNAP benefits are lazy or undeserving, I will have you know that many college students and elderly people and disabled people are receiving SNAP benefits not because they're lazy, but because, once again, they're humans who need to eat.
Right. And the elderly thing is a time because I didn't bring it, but I did repost it on TikTok. So if you want to see it, and you can just go to Rachel Maddow's page. It was Rachel Maddow was talking about so what's happening, and we talked about this a little bit last week, but the reason that the government is shut down, the reason that this is happening, right, is because the Republicans' budget bill essentially takes away healthcare and increase the cost of healthcare for those people on Medicaid and Medicare. Now, if you recall, most Republican presidents that have run in the last 30 years have said we will not touch Medicare, right? And that is why all the seniors vote for them. Okay? That's why the blue hairs, okay, and the white hairs are voting Republican. All right? When I tell you that a 65-year-old couple that makes $85,000 a year in the state of Maryland, if this bill goes through, would be paying an extra $20,000 in healthcare premiums. That's why the Democrats keep vetoing it. That's why the Democrats won't vote for it, because it's going to kill people. And Minnesota released something the other day that said if this goes through, the average whatever it was, like an $130,000 household on Medicaid would need to find $16,000 more per year to pay their premium.
And where are people going to find $16,000 just laying around?
Exactly. I think it is cray-cray. And I didn't really know that until I like looked into it yesterday, because I was like, what is really going on here? Piper, please stop. And why, you know, like, we know it's the Republicans because they have majorities in both House, Senate, and presidency, right? So we know that they're the ones that shut down the government. But I'm like, why is this happening? And that is the reason. It's a battle over healthcare and the repeal of Obamacare, which y'all know the Republicans have been gunning for since it was put into place during Obama's term. Okay,
A war on Black excellence.
Yes, it's a white lash. It's a 20-year white lash, y'all. Here, is this one? Oh, yes. Okay, so Dr. Floyd was talking about how the SNAP benefits helps to feed children. It helps to feed elderly. It helps to feed disabled people. It helps to feed people that you don't think are on SNAP but are actually on SNAP, right? But this thread from The Urban Farmer, I just want y'all to know, and this maybe is a little catastrophizing, but I don't think so. I've seen enough disaster movies to see how this is going to go. So if food stamps, EBT, SNAP benefits really get shut off in 3 days, Piper, stop. It will affect us all. 40 million people receive the benefits. I just got to say that number again. 40 million people. Do y'all know how many people are in the United States? Little over 300 million. Just put that in perspective, okay? Just put that in your little noggins as perspective. 40 million people receive benefits. Assuming they only have 2 dependents, that's 120 Americans that will not be getting food. Grocery stores get 15% to 50% of all their sales from SNAP cards. Once those payments stop, most grocery stores will not have the cash flow to keep stock or remain open. Immediate effects will be on small and local grocers who may be shut down even after 2 weeks of this. So it's not just about the people that need to be fed. I want to read that percentage, 15% to 50% of all their sales come from SNAP cards.
That's wild. I never even knew that.
It's wild. I read this thread yesterday and I was like, holy shit. Like, oh my God. Because it seems like it's like, I don't know, like blown out of proportion, but like when you actually read it and you think about it and you think about all the people in your neighborhood, whether you're in a wealthy neighborhood or a poor neighborhood, use SNAP. I mean, that's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. We can't hear you, Flo.
Thank you, love. Crazy, and it's going to be, it's going to make the toilet paper situation of the pandemic look like nothing.
Nothing. There's going to be runs
where there are food deserts and people that are adjacent to food deserts. This is dumb. This is dumb. This is once again why I don't believe in supremacy of any human group towards another human group, because people who are truly supreme do not act this stupid.
Right. I saw another TikTok that was kind of like even more catastrophizing, which was like, are they really even intending on reopening the government? And here's what I have to say, y'all. Contrary to the popular belief, I didn't bring those threads. They were threads that this lady responded to me and saying like, we need events to feed the people. And she was like, we need justice. And I was like, how does justice feed the people? Question mark. Right? But I didn't bring those. But I like, ooh, y'all. I'll read the other one because it's a little bit more.
What a mess.
It's a little bit more positive, and it tells you where to go if you need help. SNAP EBT customers. SNAP benefits may pause in November, but GoPuff is stepping up to help. GoPuff, I'm struggling over that word. GoPuff is offering $50 in free groceries. Piper. GoPuff is offering $50 in free groceries per SNAP EBT customer this November. I hope this helps someone stock up on your favorite groceries, essentials, and more delivered right to your door. So that's a company that's offering some freebies. Stop, Piper. Stop right now. There are, of course, other things happening that are good, right? There are people going out and finding grocery buddies. So people, a person that has some affluence and a person on SNAP or a family on SNAP. There are lots of food drives going on right now, donation drives. I have heard that even if you're able to donate $25, that can be up to 100 nutritional meals. This child has not taken a nap, took like a 20-minute nap in the car. So that's where we're at, y'all. And thus, mom is over it. Stop.
I think it's hilarious. So GoPuff is offering those resources, everybody who's listening. Also, last night I put this in our project management software. If you are out there and you're looking for free or reduced cost resources like food, housing, financial assistance, healthcare, and more, go to findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. Put in your zip code. 89 million people have used this service and will continue to use it, and it lists all the programs and resources that are available in your local area. And once again, that is Find Help. I'm going to share the tab here. That is findhelp.org. So GoPuff as a service, if you are on SNAP benefits, so you need support, and we've all needed support and have supported people in our lives. That is a resource there. And also findhelp.org is another resource to be able to figure out what's going on. And that's my zip code there for those of you who are wondering. Do not come to my house.
Do not try to find Flow. Also, this same website and places, I've seen the Minnesota ones, because this is going to affect more than, like, if this really does happen, y'all, which it's looking more and more like this is going to happen, even though the money is there and the money is allotted, the Republicans are just refusing to use it. In Minnesota,
weird. I think this is weird. This is like
very weird, but like
fucking weird.
The Democrats introduced a bill to do emergency SNAP funding with the money that is allotted for that, which is like $5 billion, and the Republicans shot it down. So, like, the Republicans want this. And then I read an article about, like, the National Guard being trained to go, like recently, like in the last week, being mobilized to train to do just like your daily cop job. Anyway, so
I asked the grocery store across the street if there was a policy around stopping people from stealing the food. And the company policy is that they are to alert a manager about it, but they are not to chase or pursue anybody who is taking the stuff.
No, and I've seen many a TikTok and many a thread to say, if you see somebody stealing, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just
Rome is crumbling, man. Rome is crumbling.
Right. And so anyway, so this particular issue, right? If it goes the way that we think it's going to go, come November 1st, as you can see, as the first thread that I read, but it's also going to affect families who are using free and reduced cost benefits from their states right? Because this money is from the federal government. The states get it. The states use it. And some states provide free and reduced electricity, heating, gas. Minnesota put out a thing the other day funding it for at least this month. But not many states have extreme excesses of funds to be able to do that. And so just keep in mind, like, yes, if you have the affluence to donate to a food kitchen, do so. But also there are going to be other support systems that are going to be needing donations as we go forward into this, what is now an almost 30-day shutdown of the government and federal resources.
And it's wild when you truly believe, not just believe, when you recognize that all of the money is made up.
Well, and it's even more wild to
zeros and ones in a computer somewhere. Like the humans are being affected, and humans are essentially being starved out and punished and harmed. But fiat and money itself is not real. Like, we could imagine more and rock with it.
Yeah, they just changed the interest rates again. But also
More made up shit.
is that
Like credit scores.
there's enough food for everyone that just gets thrown away in food waste. So, like, again, if you
And they're
see
talking
some,
about that over at the store as well, that they have to waste the food out because they don't want a lawsuit if someone gets sick from the food that has expired.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
there's that.
mhm, 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 mhm. So just look out for your neighbors, y'all. Mutual aid. Find a grocery buddy if you're able to, if you need one, or if you're able to provide that kind of thing. Yeah.
Wild, wild, wild. Let's head back over to our friends on Threads and see what they have to say. I'm going to hit the casino button and pull the lever and see what.
I'm shocked that it hasn't shown you the share of this live yet.
Oh, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah.
Crowned Herika, or once again, Crowned Herkika says, don't let them water down your message and post it on social media as if they invented fire. It's pretty
Who's
interesting.
them? This is what I always wonder about these sometimes.
Who's
Like,
them and who's they? Yeah.
who's them and who's watering down your message aside from you? Do you not run your social media? Anyway,
And if someone asks you for clarity around your message, would you be able to provide them with response that
right.
explained?
Should we ask? What does this mean? Who is they?
You make a very interesting point. They and them have been running our lives for
Them.
centuries, and I'm like, point to them, point to they. Like, tell me of their power. It's
Right.
weird.
That is. I don't like
There
that.
are a lot of people though on Threads and Spaces who are just copying and pasting other people's ideas to look cool. I mean,
Well, but, like, who cares?
exactly.
I mean, we've talked about this before, like, and you were just talking about it the other day, and this is the conversation about AI too, right? Which, first of all, like, y'all, there is no original thought. There is literally, like, humans have been around for some thousands of years, right? Because y'all believe that there was a time before Christ and a time after Christ. So some of y'all out there believe that. So apparently we've been around for at least 2,000 plus years because we're in 2025. Okay, so we've been around for a second.
At least that's when we started counting. But keep going.
Right. And then we've got 0, and then you start going backwards to like 1 BCE. And then they tell you that Mark and John and people lived in like 90 BCE. And you're like, how do you know that? And then they try to tell you that the dinosaurs lived 60 million years ago. And it's like, how do you know that? Anyway, that's getting off on a whole different tangent of how, like, I believe in science, y'all, but I think y'all is crazy when you wasn't there 60 million years ago and you're trying to tell me something 60 million years old.
I looked it up and it says humans have been in existence for 300,000 years.
Oh, that's a lot of years.
Modern humans,
That's
Homo
a lot of
sapiens,
time before Christ.
that's a lot. They've existed for about 300,000 years based on the oldest fossils found. However, the human lineage, including earlier ancestors, dates back much further to around 6 to 7 million years ago.
Wow.
Following the split from the lineage that led to chimpanzees and gorillas.
Wow. We've been around for a second. So anyway, that's just proving the fact. If we've been around for millions of years, y'all, there is no original. There's just not. There's no original thought, no more. And so like, it goes. So Dr. Flo has been talking about the negativity bias and like the doubt that has creeped in over the years. And as he's written his first song and been practicing it today and working towards that, he's been talking a lot about this negativity bias, right? You're welcome in the marketing. It's a marketing spot. Clip it. Anyway.
Only in operations, but she's also in marketing and she's also in the janitorial department and she also works
I
back
am not in the janitorial department. That is so. I'm not cleaning up your shit.
You have cleaned up plenty shit here. Maybe you were just yeah,
but
I'm
not
talking
with Drano. Not with Drano. I promise.
when my voice was in the latrine. Love rescued me.
What was I going to say about that? Oh, that we automatically jump to like this negative thing of like, well, people just can't come up with their own thoughts, and like that's why they're using AI and they're becoming stupider. They copied me because like they just aren't smart enough. And it's like, why are we immediately jumping to the negative? Maybe somebody just really thought your idea was cool and wanted to copy and paste it. Like maybe they weren't trying to gain clout. And so what the fuck if they are? They're still not you. It's not going to land in the same way, right?
I've said this for years. Eventually, it's crazy. It's like Toto pulling back the curtain on the so-called Wizard of Oz. Eventually, no matter how many times you cut and paste or try to become someone else, they're eventually going to meet you and your energy. And you're going to have to, yeah, there's a Poppy cameo.
I was waving at him, but he didn't wave back.
There's waving at you over on the...
Hi, Bobby. I love you.
Eventually going to meet you and you're going to have to defend what you posted. And someone's going to ask you like, well, how did you come up with that thought?
Someone's going to come at you and say, who is they?
Who is they?
Or Tell someone's like, yes, there's abundance in death and taxes. But everything horrible in life, that's the abundance. And I was like, is there something positive you would like to share with me?
Actually, that person probably doesn't have a positive mind. They probably go around in life thinking that death and taxes is the only thing in abundance. And so
it's okay. I made content out of them. So
yeah. And like the book that I'm reading right now, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, we allow that. If you want to be miserable, by all means, go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything for the people out here who are trying to live in joy.
But also maybe think about how it might feel to release that thought or release into positivity.
That's why she's a great coach, everybody.
I'm not a mindset coach. I'm not a voice coach, and I'm not an anything coach, but I am a coach.
She's a universal coach. She's the Swiss Army knife of coaches.
Ooh. Wait now. I had a marketing spot, and then Dr. Flo just followed it up. He's the one-man marketing band.com.
Because we don't want to be just serving one kind of human, right? We don't want to be just, it would be very boring to me to be able to coach and serve just one type of person. I want to move into the educational spaces and coach in those spaces. I want to be in the musical spaces and coach that. I want to do business coaching. I want to do life coaching. I want to do clarity coaching. Like all these things are available at our websites. And we are unapologetic about spreading our magic because that's what the world needs right now. Oh my goodness. Speaking of magic, cut short. Black girl magic, cut short. But I got to give you your cue. We're going to talk a bit today. This is Tara Slide about our ancestor, Sonia.
Yeah, and there's a little headline that's next, which I'll just read to you. This is a development in the case. Sean Grayson, and by the way, I do not like to dignify murderers' names, but there we go, found guilty of murder in the death of Sonia Massey, the douchebag, a former Illinois
sheriff's deputy was on trial in the 2024 killing of Massey, a Black mother of 2 who had called 911 about a possible prowler. And those of you that don't remember this story, this was the story, not the story, the person who was murdered because she had a boiling pot of water, and the officer claimed that he was in danger somehow from across the room, and he shot her, shot and killed her. And that was, yeah. Yep.
She claimed in that video, if I'm not mistaken, that she like saw like a demon in him or something like that.
Her last words were, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus."
Yeah.
Whoa! Where's mommy's water?
Real quick to see the circumstances surrounding, because if memory serves me correctly, his wife had some kind of run-in with Sonia in the emergency room earlier in the week. Am I making that up?
You're probably not making it up, honestly. And this is the really sad part. There were so many stories and people that were murdered between 2020 and 2025 that sometimes I don't remember which pieces of the story go with which.
Right. Because you can, anything from sitting at the house eating a bowl of ice cream to boiling a pot of water to
sleeping on your own couch.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. If I'm not mistaken, there was some overlap between, what's his name again? Sean Grayson. Yeah. Where did his wife work? Yeah, she's a nurse practitioner.
I see.
And they've been trying to bury the story that, because there's some connection there that people don't talk about. But I do recall, you all can do your research and let me know at askdrflo@gmail.com, askdrflo@gmail.com, askdrflo@gmail.com. Let me know if I'm off in the bushes on this one. I don't mind being course corrected. But I do believe that there's overlap between an interaction. It could be just small town vibes, but there is some overlap between Sonia encountering the wife as a nurse practitioner and then encountering her murderous husband later.
Right.
And the overlap of anti-blackness in the cop ranks and in the medical ranks is appalling if you do the research.
It's really bad.
To such a degree to where I would not like to be left at a hospital alone for a significant amount of time, because I've seen what happened to you. I've seen what happens to others. It's not savory.
I feel like suddenly it looked like I could have a mohawk.
You're so funny. Let's push forward to the last threads, Riff. I do believe this is. I'm going to hit the little casino button and see what it pops out in my For You feed. Coach Mills, MILLZ, says the pro-life crowd has been awfully quiet about 6 million children facing starvation.
How awkward. But it's true. But we already knew that, like y'all care about the fetus. You don't care about the actual child because you send them off to school to get mowed down with your guns that Charlie Kirk said it was worth a couple of deaths. And then life came at him real fast.
Yeah, we have to be careful what we say. Vibes with Des, VYBEZ with Des, DESS, says they counted you out. Bad math.
The math, Miss Math.
Also, happy National Candy Corn Day to those who celebrate. It's October the 30th. It's National Candy Corn Day. How do you feel? I think we're asking each other the same question.
Okay. I love candy corn, but I like the candy corn mix. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Where you put like candy corn and peanuts. Like chocolate.
Candy corn and I have a very love-hate relationship. Like, I'll have a couple pieces of it, but to me, it tastes like flavored candle wax.
I think you just got to get the like right brand of candy corn, and you got to get it at the right time, because if it sits in the store too long, it's nasty. But also,
Do you have candy corn on hand in the house right now?
no.
Oh.
I was gonna say, this is typically my replacement for candy corn, which are
Those are
mellow.
equally disgusting. Same vibes. Like, why not just chew on a Yankee Candle?
Literally yelling at me. You already had enough candy. We had a Reese's. Here you go. Anyway, so I like them, but only like, they're not for me Halloween candy. Okay, let me say this. My husband loves Peeps. Okay.
I did not know that. I love Peeps as well. Certain colors of Peeps, or like the yellow Peeps, or like
he will eat any kind of Peep.
So he's a marshmallow guy.
Yes, like he will get the Halloween Peeps. Did you know they make green ghosts?
I did not know that.
Yes. So my husband really likes Peeps. He's okay with candy corn. He likes sweet things, which is why we literally have 3 bags of candy. We have the full-size candy bars, and then we've got 2 bags of mixed candy for tomorrow. Anyway, so that he can have the extra, and he's taking the child trick-or-treating, which I almost said grocery shopping, but whatever.
Pretty much the same thing.
Right, pretty much. I don't really love any candies for any holiday other than Christmas. I think that peppermint bark is probably like my favorite.
Frozen peppermint bark is the jam.
Yeah, or like the almond bark pretzels. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
like
yes.
Those are tasty, and those are Christmas time things. So that's my review on candy. Light a candle. I don't know why that's what it is.
It's like in your head for like days.
Days.
That's all right. I'll sing.
He's trying to get out of his coaching studio on Monday. It's fine because I was singing "Light a Candle."
I need to start programming my Christmas show.
You really do. We need some good carols.
Some good carols, like some solid carols.
Jingle
Carol
bells,
Brady, and then
jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Yeah. So, folks, we've come to the moment that we come to every week in Deconstruction Junction, and pretty much one of the reasons why we continue to do it, it's because there's a lot of people who are afraid of saying ceasefire now, and speaking up for those who are being slaughtered, essentially, in the world, and ignored. The activists in those regions, including the Sudan, which we talked about earlier, the DRC, Congo, pretty much every place that is under fire, has requested that if they can't speak up for themselves, that folks like us who have privilege and access to the World Wide Web do so. And so we have put this segment pretty much from the very beginning of the crisis into our deck because so many of you, millions of you, are afraid of saying these 3 words. It's not coming up at the office. It's not coming up in the grocery store. Speaking of which, last night, there's a non-binary trans individual over at the store called, well, I won't say their name, but I offered to give the group of people that were standing there on one of the workers a church hug, and they immediately turned up their nose and said, I don't want a church hug because that's not aligned with my inclusivity vibes. I went, well, yeah, I understand. I mean, I was just talking about hugging a person and rocking back and forth like we used to do in church. But we had a whole discussion about like the way love is being propagated into the world, and also conversations that are comfortable to be had, and then ones that people are uncomfortable with having. And this would be one of them. And it's wild. The starvation of whole family groups in faraway lands as what I would feel is a precursor to what is looming in the bushes in our country right now. And if God is love and religions are supposed to be anchored on love towards humanity and love towards the other, this logic does not logic. It's your slide.
Yes. And so as Flo was just talking about, speaking up, and this thread says, if you don't know anything about Sudan, it's okay. Amplify the voices of people who do. If you don't know anything about Congo, it's okay. Amplify the voices of people who do. If you don't know anything about Palestine, it's okay. Amplify the voices of people who do. Not knowing isn't a reason not to speak up. By all means, don't start pretending like you do, but there are plenty of people who do, whose voices need to be heard. There's never an excuse for silence. Our collective voices matter.
I would encourage everyone to open and maintain a Telegram account. We don't run a Telegram program like we used to here in Love and Action Network, yet that's where a lot of the freedom work is being done. It is one of the few spaces and one of the few apps on our phones that actually has ongoing updates of these crises around the world and the truth about what's happening. I can go on right now if I weren't on TikTok, and I can see Bizan spaces out of the East. I could see a lot of liberation conversations that are not necessarily happening in your mainstream meta, where speaking up for people is being actively suppressed day after day after day. And the world is full of bullies on a local level and a global level. And our abilities to raise voice and to speak the truth on platforms like Telegram have never been more essential. And don't think that there's not anything that you can do to support people. You know, our voice is the protest. Speaking of active protest for love, we got programs here. There's the Adopt a Black Artist program, where we center the dreams and ideas and the talents, the time, talents, and treasures of Black artists who need a boost and need support and need services. If you're out there and interested in the program and interested in conversations to help you grow and also resources, tap in at lovedandlovable.bio.link, lovedandlovable.bio.link, lovedandlovable.bio.link. We also are now doing twice daily peer support groups, one at 11 a.m. Eastern for those of you who are available in the morning, and then also a 7 p.m. room for those who work during the day. If you're interested in stopping by and offering your roses, thorns, needs, and seeds in beloved community, we would love to have you. It's back on Clubhouse for the moment, but the best place to check out the link or to get the latest location is through our WhatsApp community. Also, Love City Arts Creative Services Group is now taking on fresh clients for the fall. If we've got like 65 services that we offer, you'll have to go to the website and see them all. But if you're interested in needing admin or support in a direct and deliberate way to move your dream forward, we'd be interested in hearing from you. You can go to lovedandlovable.bio.link, 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 or you can text me on the Dr. Flo hotline, 404-585-1278, 404-585-1278. This is part of the new music that's coming out. I'll be looking somewhat like that and singing the new music on tour very soon. So keep tuning in. Lots of great things are happening as it relates to Dr. Flo and the love experience. What you got going on, Paolo?
TPS Community Commons, that's a WhatsApp community. We were also on Telegram, but people seem to struggle to adopt Telegram. So, anywho, come on over if you would like. And while you're there, you can stop in at the Love in Action ones, and you could be a part of both. Freedom Fridays tomorrow is another replay. It's the Nail Your Intro Masterclass replay. Nail Your Intro is one of those super popular masterclasses that I offer. Usually people glean a lot from it. That will be on my Substack and also on my YouTubies. I do have alignment checks available for tomorrow. But I think you're going to have to DM me because I think my schedule is where you can't book under 24 hours out. So you can DM me if you are interested in that. And as Flo said earlier, I'm like a Swiss Army knife of coaches. If you think I can help you, I probably can. So there's that.
Yeah, but you got to be honest, open, willing, and available. That's the only way to make the egg scramble. You got to show up honest, whatever that means for you. Open, not a closed heart posture, but open heart posture. For sure. An open heart posture, and also be willing for your change to take place, and also available. And the spaces are there. There are people who pretend to be willing and available, but they're really not with their actions. The rubber must meet the road in order to drive. What are your closing thoughts today about what we discussed and about the energy of spooky season and where things are heading in the week ahead for you?
I am so excited for spooky season to be over. Honestly, y'all, it's my least favorite season of the year. But the holidays are my favorite. Winter is my favorite. I don't know. I don't love it. My ex broke up with me on Halloween, so it's not. It's not.
Were you in an outfit or something?
Huh?
Were you in an outfit?
No, I don't even remember. I was visiting home. Anyway, and I just don't like the in-between. I think it's very pretty outside, but you know what I don't love is that I need a coat in the morning, and by the afternoon I'm sweating. I don't do that. I want you to decide either you're going to be cold or you're going to be hot. Summer and winter.
You don't really do transitional seasons.
I don't do transitional seasons well. I do not enjoy.
Meanwhile, that's Poppy and I's favorite. I love the fall. He loves the spring.
I just don't like layers, and I can't find layers that make me feel good in my body. So I don't do the layers because people say that every year. Just get layers. Just get layers. Just get layers. Just get layers. How do you layer your pants, folks?
How indeed.
That's the question. How do you layer your pants? Answer us in the comments.
Yeah, drop a comment somewhere and let us know how you're out there layering your pants. We would love to know. I am coaching this and adjusting to this in my own way. I'm taking each moment as it comes, and I'm not moving faster than the speed of trust. And I'm not even thinking beyond the next 18 days and 18 minutes and 18 hours, It's all going to work out. Everything's going to resolve for the highest good of everyone. And we're all going to be in our happy, healthy, and free as soon as we can be. And I get to choose whether or not I want to stress my way into the future or chill. And speaking of chill, as my closing thought, have any of you tried the Mio Unwind flavor enhancers for the water?
Which, because it's mirrored, it says OIM.
OIM. Have you tried the OIM?
OIM.
This is the berry dragon fruit one that Poppy got for me. It's basically magnesium and B vitamins. And you add it to your bottled water. And it's very calming because magnesium, which we take as a supplement here in the house, It's just not instant chill, but consistent chill. And I like it. I like it.
Like it all.
I'm prone to being a bit high strung. I'm prone to being a bit anxious. I'm prone to being neurotic and intense. And it is a very cheap and effective way of taking the edge off. And who doesn't want to take the edge off?
I got these from my friend's wedding. These are self-care truth or dares.
Okay, shall we do a few before we land this?
Let's do a few. Okay, so I'm going to read the truth and I'm going to read the dare because they're flip sides. This one was my favorite, so I'm just going to read this one. Dare. Write a self-care bucket list. Identify one thing you can focus on this week. Truth. How do you say I love you to yourself? Are you taking enough time to care for yourself?
Yeah. One of the ways that I say I love you to myself is this book that I've been recommending to my students that I have to get through and read myself. It's called The High Five Principle. And Mel Robbins expresses in this book that if you high five yourself in the mirror and believe it as many times as possible and give yourself a word of affirmation while you do it, it will start to rewire your mind towards being friendly towards yourself. And you believe it in yourself. The High Five Principle by Mel Robbins. And so that's one of my I love you situations. I also start the day every day with Louise Hay affirmations in the shower. And there's nothing like that old lady telling me how awesome I am to get me going. And after she's told me how awesome I am and I've said the affirmations back, it's very hard for other people to convince me that I'm not the bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
Because you get out of life what you put in, right?
Right.
You want to do one more? That's a lot of truth to dares.
Piper is handing them to me. So this is the latest one from Piper.
We'll do one more.
Dare. In the mirror, look deeply into your own eyes. Appreciate and send good feelings to the person you are looking at.
That's what I just said. That is literally what I just said.
Piper is reading, apparently.
This is amazing.
The truth on this one, as we're handed even more, describe the computer fell, y'all. Describe your physical spaces at home and at work. Are they comfortable and calming? Are there things you want to change? One more time. Describe your physical spaces at home and at work. Are they comfortable and calming? Are there things you want to change?
Comfortable and calming, yes. Thanks to Mio Unwind.
Would you like to sponsor Love and Action Network, Mio?
Please reach out to me. We have opportunities.
Or
Major opportunities.
Kleenex.
We have opportunities for those as well. That company as well. Yep. Or any, it doesn't have to be Kleenex. It could be any tissue provider.
Probably get an affiliate code with Liquid IV if you wanted.
All things are possible and all things will happen because we're growing and we're building, and life is going to be good at the end of this journey. I only see the highest good.
Everything is working out for us. All is well.
All is well. All is well. Everything is working out for our highest good, and out of this situation, only good must come, and we are safe. All is well. All is well. Everything is working out for our highest good, and out of this situation, only good must come, and we are safe. All is well. All is well. Everything is working out for our highest good, and out of this situation, only good must come, and we are safe. If you're watching live, we'll be back. Actually, I'm going over to see if anybody's coming to today's masterclass over in Clubhouse. I'll be there for about 10 minutes just to see if anybody stops by and wants to chat live.
We had a good time. I thought you was gonna miss it.
We did make great time.
I think I did.
I'm paying attention a bit more today to life than I was 6 to 12 months ago. You may know why. And also 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. Peer support. Be there or be square.
I'll be there with my truth or dare sticks.
Yes. Please bring your
also, well, if you're unable to come to Dear peer support, we need advice. If you're unable to come, there are questions up on the website at resources that you can reflect on your own that are available 24/7 to you, as well as our daily boost program, which is on the same podcast that you're listening to. So just scroll back and you'll see it, the chakras. So
we are grateful for you watching over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Substack, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and beyond. Thank you to Terra Parolo Studio for hosting today. Thank you to Poppy Water 33 for producing and sponsoring. And also thank you to Ask Dr. Flo on all platforms for showing up and being a great sport. On behalf of all of us here on Love in Action Network, just know that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable. You're always going to be loved and lovable. And we invite you, as always, to stay in your power. Stay in your joy, stay loved and lovable, and we'll see you next time on the pod.